Good morning, children. Welcome to Mahila Samaja online classes. Myself, Deepa, your social science facilitator. How are you all, children? Hope all are safe at home. So today, let us start with a new lesson. That is our Karnataka State Board Social Science. Second lesson, our Karnataka Part 1. I feel proud to introduce lesson our Karnataka. Karnataka is our state and Kannada is our language. Our state has a history of 2000 years. So, it is important to know about the natural resources, agriculture, industries and other aspects of our land. Children, in order to facilitate this, in this chapter, the 4 administrative divisions of Karnataka are introduced to you. The rivers, crops grown, products that are produced, banks, irrigation facilities, forests and wildlife of our land are introduced in this chapter. For the better administration, our state is divided into 4 revenue divisions. Today, you are going to study about all the 4 divisions in this chapter. Before going to the lesson, let us look into the competencies of the chapter. Understanding the importance of the history of the division of Karnataka, the districts of each division and their significance. Understanding the details of crops that are grown, population, industries, rivers and other aspects of the division. Understanding which is our division, what are its uniqueness, what are the natural resources available, wildlife, bird sanctuaries of the division. Understanding the popular people in the field of sports, literature and arts. Information about people who have excelled in the field of art, literature, sports and politics. In a nutshell, this study enables students to understand the regional differences and talk with confidence about it. So children, Karnataka is divided into 4 revenue divisions. In order to facilitate better administration, Karnataka is divided into 4 revenue divisions. So they are Bengaluru division, which comprises of 9 districts. Mysuru division, 8 districts. Belagavi division, 7 districts. Kalaburagi division, 6 districts. So children, Karnataka has been divided into 4 revenue divisions. That is Bengaluru division. So look at the map, children. See, this is the Bengaluru division. Bengaluru division, which comprises of 9 districts. Then Mysuru division. Green color is Mysuru division and it comprises of 8 districts. Belagavi division. Belagavi division, pink color. Belagavi division, it comprises of 7 districts and Kalaburagi division, it comprises of 6 districts. So total there are 30 districts. So each district is headed by a deputy commissioner and each division is headed by divisional Commissioner. So now let us see how is the lesson divided. So under Bengaluru division, you learn about the history, natural resources, forest, wildlife and national parks, agriculture and industries, art, literature, music, folklore, theatre and dance, education and healthcare, cultural heritage, freedom fighters, then Bengaluru, its districts and famous places. So dear children, these are all the subtopics which you learn about the Bengaluru division. So let us start with this Bengaluru division. Bengaluru, which is the capital of Karnataka, isn't it? Which is the capital of Karnataka? Bengaluru is the capital of Karnataka and it is located in the southern part of Karnataka. So as I have told you earlier, Bengaluru division, it comprises of 9 districts. So now let us see which are the 9 districts which comes under Bengaluru division. So children, listen carefully. The 9 districts which comes under Bengaluru division are Bengaluru Urban, Bengaluru Rural, Kolara, Chikkaballapura, Ramanagara, Tumakuru, Chitradurga, Shivamogga. So children, once again I repeat, listen carefully. Bengaluru division comprises of 9 districts. That is Bengaluru Urban, Bengaluru Rural, Kolar, Chikkaballapura, Ramanagara, Tumakuru, Chitradurga, Shivamogga. So these 9 districts comes under Bengaluru division. Now let us study about the history of Bengaluru. Bengaluru has a history as rich as Karnataka. So earliest rulers from Ganga dynasty, they ruled here and their capital was Kolhapura, that is which is present Kolar. So after the decline of Gangas, the area came under the rule of Cholas, Hoysalas, Vijayanagara kings, Marathas, Mysuru kings, Bijapur, Adil Shahi. So when we look at the history of Bengaluru, it is as rich as Karnataka. It has a history of as rich as Karnataka. It was ruled from Ganga dynasty. So their capital was Kolhapura, that is which is present Kolar. So after the decline of Gangas, many other rulers they ruled here. They are Cholas, Hoysalas, Vijayanagara kings, Marathas, Mysuru king, and then Bijapur, Adil Shahi. So among them, during the rule of Vijayanagara Empire. So Vijayanagara is one of the richest and the wealthiest empire. So during the rule of Vijayanagara Empire, Palegara or administrative chieftains were appointed to administer different regions. So these regions were called as Palepattu. So they had a very good administrative system, children. So the administrative chieftains were appointed and they regions were called as Palepattu. Palegaras means they were the leaders or we can call them as Nayakas. What is their duty? Means they have to report to the Vijayanagara king. So they had to submit the tax and gifts to the king. So some of the important Palepattus were Keladi, Chitradurga, Yelahanka and Chikkaballapura. So children, once again I say Some of the important Palepattus were Keladi, Chitradurga, Elahanka and Chikkaballapura. Okay, so these Palepattus were headed by the chieftains. They were called as the Palegaras. So now let us move on to the natural resources. So you can see the picture, how beautiful it is, isn't it children? How beautiful you can see the nature. Now let us see what is natural resources. Resources obtained from nature are called natural resources. Isn't it? So example, rivers, forest, waterfall, animals, soil, minerals. So these are all the resources provided to us by the nature. Now let us look into the climate. So Bengaluru division has tropical monsoon climate. The climate of all districts is not similar. So children, the climate of all the districts are not similar. Example, Kolar, it has hot climate, whereas Shimoga, it receives the highest rainfall. Chitradurga receives the lowest rainfall, whereas Tumakuru, Davangere, Ramnagara and Chikkaballapura receives the moderate rainfall. So the climatic condition differs from each district. Rivers. Now let us look into the rivers. So many rivers originate in the Western Ghats. So some of the important rivers are Uttara Pinakini, Dakshina Pinakini, Vedavati, Shimsha, Tungabhadra, Sharavati, Varada and others. Once again, I repeat children, some of the important rivers of Bengaluru division are Uttara Pinakini, Dakshina Pinakini, Vedavati, Shimsha, Tungabhadra, Sharavati, Varada and others. So river Sharavati flows in the western direction. Falls. So waterfalls, you can look into the picture children, how beautiful it is, isn't it? So one of the famous waterfall is Jog Falls, which is in Shimoga district, and Mutyalamadu in Bengaluru. Dams. What do you mean by a dam? A dam is a barrier that stops or restricts the flow of water, forming a reservoir that suppresses floods and provides for water for irrigation, electricity, etc. So dams which provides water for the irrigation and generation of the electricity. So in this division, you can find Gajanuru and Tunga Dam, Shimoga district, Vani Vilas Dam, Hiriyuru Taluk of Chitradurga, another dam at Markonahalli of Tumakuru district. So in Bengaluru division, you can find dams in Gajanuru and Tunga Dam, Shimoga district, Vani Vilas Dam, Hiriyuru Taluku of Chitradurga, and another dam at Markonahalli of Tumakuru district. So children, do we all need water? Is water important for us? Yes, isn't it? So water is also one of the basic needs, isn't it? In our day-to-day life, without water, can we survive? No. So it is our duty to protect the water sources. So many of our rivers have dried out. The reason is due to the environmental pollution. Environmental pollution, you all know children how the environment has been polluted, isn't it? Due to the rise of many industries, the environment has been polluted. Then deforestation. Deforestation means cutting down of the forest. Uncontrolled urbanization, as the growing of the cities is one of the cause for the drain of our rivers. So many rivers of Bengaluru urban districts are on the verge of extinction. So there is a severe scarcity of water, isn't it? So there is an urgent need to protect the water sources like tanks and to save the underground water. Isn't it, children? Because water is one of the most essential need. Isn't it? Without water can we survive? No. Now let us study about the mineral deposits. The most productive gold mines of the country are in Karnataka and Kolar Gold Mine, that is KGF, is famous among all, but the gold deposit of this mine is exhausted. So, apart from gold mines, you can find iron ore. Iron ore deposit is also found in Chitradurga and Tumkuru districts. Chitradurga also has the copper ore deposit. It is said that mineral necessary for atomic energy production is available in Chitradurga district. So, you can see the picture of minerals, children. This is gold ore, this is iron ore, and this is the copper ore. So, these are the mineral deposits found in Bengaluru division. Forest. So, forest is also one of the natural resource, isn't it? So, we can find dense forest cover in Shivamogga district, and in Bengaluru urban can find the least forest cover. So, the district have forest ranging from evergreen forest to deciduous forest. Sahyadri mountain range passes on the borders of Shivamogga district. So, these forests have bamboo, banyan, tamarind, sandalwood, indica, tea, mango and neem trees. Once again I repeat, children. So, these forests have bamboo, banyan, tamarind, sandalwood, indica, teak, mango and neem trees. So, sandalwood means we all know that, alva, namma nadu gandhada nadu, alva. So, some of the minor forest produce has been the means of livelihood for many people. So, mountains. Observe the picture carefully, children. Here are the important mountains which are in Bengaluru division. Hadu Rameshwara Gudda in Chitradurga district. So, this is one of the tallest mountain in this division. Next is Kavele Durga, which is in Shivamogga district, is one of the ancient mountain. See, children, this is Hadu Rameshwara Gudda which is in Chitradurga district. It is one of the tallest mountain in this division. Next, Kavale Durga, which is in Shimoga district. It is one of the ancient. It is one of the ancient mountain. Kodachadri, which is in Shimoga district. Chandragiri, Chandragutti. Children, Chandragutti, which is in Shimoga district, and then Nandi Durga, which is in Chikkaballapura. Hope you all have seen Nandi Hills, isn't it? Nandi Hills ella node irtiralla Chikkaballapurada hatra. So how beautiful it is, isn't it? So this is Nandi Durga. So once again I say children, mountains, Alu Rameshwara Gutta, Kavale Durga, Kodachadri, Nandi Durga, and then Chandragutti are the important mountains of Bengaluru division. So some of the important wild animals. Some of the important wild animals are wild cat, tiger, leopard, bison, wild pig, deer, bear, and wolves. These are some of the important animals which are found in Bengaluru division. You can look at the picture, children. Now, let us know about the wildlife sanctuaries and national parks and forest reserves. So, children, in ancient time, that is during the rule of kings, during those times, hunting was in practice. But now, hunting is prohibited. So, in order to protect the wild animals, so the wildlife sanctuaries and the national parks are located. So, some of the wildlife sanctuaries and national parks of this division are Jogimatti Forest Reserve, which is in Chitradurga district, and Bannerghatta National Park in Bangalore. Hope children, you all have seen, you all have visited to Bannerghatta. Bhadra Wildlife Sanctuary, which is in Chikkamangaluru. Sharavati Wildlife Sanctuary, Shivamogga district. Shettihalli Wildlife Sanctuary, Shivamogga district. So these are the wildlife sanctuaries of Bengaluru division. So apart from wild animals, even the birds are protected. So some of the bird sanctuaries are Gudavi Bird Sanctuary, Shivamogga, Mandagatte Bird Sanctuary of Shivamogga district, Kakkaladu Bird Sanctuary, Tumkuru, Ramadevara Betta Vulture Sanctuary, Ramanagara, Jayamangali Black Buck Sanctuary, Tumkuru. So, in Jayamangali Black Buck Sanctuaries, many types of deer you can find, and Ramadeva Betta Vulture Sanctuary, here vulture has been protected. So, understood children, these are all the bird sanctuaries which are found in Bengaluru division. Once again I read out Gudavi Bird Sanctuary, Mandagatte Bird Sanctuary, Kakkaladu Bird Sanctuary, Ramadevara Betta Vulture Sanctuary, Jayamangali Black Buck Sanctuary. So these are the bird sanctuaries which are in the Bengaluru division. So now agriculture. So children, you all know that agriculture is one of the main occupation of the people, isn't it? So it is one of the main occupation, dry land agriculture, agricultural activity which is mainly dependent on the rain. Isn't it, children? So, if we see that, if we look into it, Shivamogga is well irrigated. As we have discussed earlier, Shivamogga receives the highest rainfall. So, it is very well irrigated. So, it has a soil that is mixed of red soil and black soil, which is good for irrigation. Now let us see which are the main crops grown here. Some of the main crops are ragi, maize, paddy, groundnut and various pulses. So some of the main crops. So we can say this as cash crop. So which are the crops, that is food crops. We can call it as a food crops, children. The crops is mainly divided into two. One is food crop and cash crops. So food crops are the crops which are like ragi, maize, paddy, groundnut and various pulses. These are all the food crops. Apart from food crops, there are some commercial crops are also grown here, such as coconut, arecanut, cotton, sugarcane and mulberry. So these are the commercial crops. So commercial crops means which are useful for the starting of many industries. That is, it is used as a raw materials in many industries. So I can give you example, children. Cotton. If you take cotton, cotton is used in the cotton industry. So cotton is used as a raw material in the cotton industry so that you get the finished product, that is the cotton cloths. And then sugarcane is used in sugar industry and mulberry which is used in silk industry. Children, the main crops grown in Bengaluru division are ragi, maize, paddy, groundnut, various pulses. Apart from the main crops, the commercial crops such as coconut, arecanut, cotton, sugarcane and mulberry are also grown here. Coming to the fruits. Some of the important fruits of Bengaluru division are sapota, papaya, jackfruit, orange, banana. Okay, children, these are the fruits. Now, let us see about the food. So, ragi and rice are the important staple food of Bengaluru division. So, rotis are also made of ragi and rice. Isn't it, children? Your mother will prepare delicious rotis with ragi and rice. Andre akki roti matte ragi roti. Ellaru taste madirtiralva. And then the usage of chapati is it is of the more recent one. And then sweets are also consumed when during the time of festivals, isn't it? So ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ನಿಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹಬ್ಬದ ದಿನ? Sweets, isn't it? Very delicious sweets are prepared during the time of festivals. So ಯಾವ ತರ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಯಸ, ಹೋಳಿಗೆ, ಕಿಚಡಿ, ಶಾವ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Isn't it? So during the festival time your mother will prepare delicious sweets. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಪಾಯಸ, ಹೋಳಿಗೆ, ಕಿಚಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಶಾವ್ಗೆ. So these are the food which are consumed in the Bengaluru division. Now let us move on to the industries. So industries is one of the important things. That is, Sir M. Vishveshwaraya is the founder of our state's industrial sector. So, Vishveshwaraya, you can see the picture children here to the right side. Vishveshwaraya is one of the founder of our state's industrial sector. So, he implemented the forethought of Krishnaraja Wadaya Fort. See, children, look at the picture, Krishnaraja Wadaya Fort. If we don't establish industries now, we cannot attain progress. So, children, both Vishveshwaraya and Krishnaraja Wadaya Fort had a thought of starting many industries because they never wanted to depend on foreign countries for the manufacture of so many industrial products. So Vishveshwaraya, Sir M. Vishveshwaraya and Krishnaraja Wadaya Fort, they had a thought that we have to start with the industries. Why? Because we cannot always depend on the foreign countries for the manufacturing of many products. So they had an opinion that if we don't establish industries now, we cannot attain the progress. So children, it is very important that progress of the country is not only depending on the agriculture. Side by side with the agriculture, industry should also be flourished and improved. So as I have told you earlier, so agricultural products such as some of the commercial crops which is very useful for the industries in the flourishment of the industry. So industry is also one of the important aspect for the progress of the country. Bhadravati is one of the important industrial town of Bangalore. So big industries has been established in the places like Bengaluru, Bhadravati, Tumkuru, Shivamogga and other places. So Bengaluru is the most important industrial place in India because you can find many industries in Bengaluru division. So Bengaluru is also known for IT and BT industries. So you can find many IT and BT industries in Bengaluru. Other industries active in Bengaluru are aeronautics, electronics, etc. So apart from IT, BT industries, aeronautic, electronics industries also you can find in Bengaluru. So Bhadravati is one of the important industrial town of Bengaluru division. Why? Because iron and steel industries established in 1923. So it is now called as Vishveshwaraya Iron and Steel Industry. A paper production factory was established in 1936. The first cement factory of the state was established in Bhadravati. So the Birla cement factory is in Amasandra of Tumakuru district. So Karnataka ranked second in the export of the garments in India. The government has established apparel parks in cities like Doddaballapura, Anekal to promote the production of the ready-made garments. So children, you all like to wear different types of dresses, isn't it? So you all like to wear the ready-made dresses. So the ready-made garments are also here. There are public as well as private companies. So public companies which are under the head of the government. There are public as well as the private companies. So children can say that Bhadravati is one of the industrial town in Bengaluru division. So children, today we have focused on Bengaluru division, history of Bengaluru division, and some of the natural resources we have discussed, forest, wildlife and national parks, and about the industries. So, hope you have understood and enjoyed the class, children. So, I'll meet you in the next class with the continuation part of the Bengaluru division. So, before ending this presentation, now let us the home assignment. Children, I've given you very simple questions which you can easily answer. Okay, children? Name the four divisions of Karnataka. I have explained you the four divisions of Karnataka. What are natural resources? Give example. Very simple, isn't it, children? Name the rivers of Bengaluru division. Name any two bird sanctuaries in Bengaluru division. So children, here I have asked you any two bird sanctuaries. You can name any two bird sanctuaries in the Bengaluru division. So hope the home assignment is also easy for you to answer, children. Watch the video carefully. You get the answer. Write neatly, children. So stay home, stay safe, and I'll meet you in the next class. Bye children. Thank you.